One. Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United Direction, the channel for United and football fans, the biggest and best fan channel in the United States. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 4. What an annihilation. United seem to be decimated, decapitated, obliterated, and absolutely blown out of South London today. I'm being joined here by the one and only Denver Houston Singing Red Army. How are you, mate? Louis,
Very,
how are
very
you
good,
today?
Tim. It's good to see you, man.
It
Again,
was,
under these circumstances.
I know, mate. I mean, 4-0. I mean, Crystal Palace were just playing like prime Barcelona. They wore the similar colors, blue and that. They were playing like prime Barcelona. United, yeah, makeshift. Casemiro, Evans. The midfield was these guys were running through that midfield like a chainsaw on a Snickers bar, a knife through butter. It was just so easy. I mean, where do you stand? Goal number 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go.
Man, yeah. How do you break it down? Look, I think today is definitely an accumulation of two things. Number one,
Right,
it's accumulation of the injury crisis that we've had.
right,
I think no game illustrates our injury crisis quite like this game.
right.
Uh, Look, Casemiro at the end of the day, like he's not a center back.
No,
Does
he's
he need
not. No,
does he
he's
need to
not.
do better defensively? Of course he
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Um, you know, but you have you have a central defensive mid, despite everything that he's won,
Mm.
and despite his career playing as a
Mm.
center back. On the other side of the center back, you have Johnny Evans, who is 35.
Yeah,
Is that correct? Yeah, I
yeah.
believe 35, end of his career, will probably retire after this year. Um, and you know, I don't think I don't think anyone came into this game thinking, yeah, this is easy win.
Right,
Nobody in their right mind thought that.
right,
And
right.
if they did, then they're delusional, 100%. The
Did
second
you see
thing,
my prediction I put in the chat? I said
no,
when
was
someone
it 2-1?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
I predicted 2-1. When someone posted the lineup, I thought this lineup is a 2-1 defeat. I would have
Yeah.
taken that, mate.
Yeah, no, and I think that's where a lot of people are upset, right? Because the second point is it is now abundantly clear that certain players need to be axed from this club.
Yeah.
I think that I think a lot of people are obviously upset at the loss, but I think they're more upset at the performance, at like the lack of care, the lack of effort, from certain players that do get to play in their positions and are expected to at least put a shift in. And
Right.
when you have games that are 4-0 to a side that, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but isn't going 4-0 up on anyone.
Exactly, mate.
It's extremely it's extremely sad, and then everyone wants to place blame and shift blame. There's a lot, the Ten Hag outers are in full force and full voice. But at the end of the day, it's those people that are on the field. You know what I mean? It's those players that put on the shirt and showed up to work and accepted their, however many thousands of pounds per week that they're
Mm.
on.
Yeah.
And it tells us where we're at. These players can't be asked to just perform. And so they need to go. And it's been a long time coming for a lot of these players. You know, Mason Mount, I think it's very clear that without Bruno, we miss Bruno.
Oh, it was absolutely so
Yeah.
crystal clear. United
Yes, so
struggles without
clear.
Bruno.
And people ask, where does Mason Mount fit in this club? I don't think he does. I don't think he's a bad player. Um, I thought he was bang average, if anything, today. I don't think he was one of the worst, but I mean, it's clear when you don't have Bruno Fernandes leading the
And
team, and
hustling
it's
and
tougher. Um,
creating.
Garnacho Hoyland, can't really ask you can't ask that much of these young players, Mainu as well. You can't ask these three young guys to take the team on their back, and save us and win games and these kinds of things. Ericsson, it doesn't need to be in the club. Doesn't need to be anywhere
Respectful, mate.
near.
His legs
Uh,
gone. Legs
just
gone, head
abysmal.
gone.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I rate Wan-Bissaka, especially defensively going forward. I think he has his problems, but I think it's time. I think that's a player you probably try to move on. Johnny Evans, again, is probably going to retire. Casemiro,
Where do you start?
even in his position, he struggled.
Yeah.
I don't want him to leave because I've seen what he can do and even saw what he did for us last season. I think last season you can call him a contender for player of the season.
This
Is his
season.
either his legs are gone or either he's in the position where he's like, this is it. He's like, maybe he knows he's being moved on in the summer.
Right.
So it's kind of down tools a bit, maybe a bit of senioritis.
He was the captain today.
He was the captain today. Didn't look like a captain by any stretch of the
Worst player, man.
imagination. Diego Dallo, probably one of our better players this season. Where was he, man? I mean, just shocking performance from him. And then we get to the real problem. Onana. My God, man.
The near post ones were terrible, man.
Some self-respect. Like, come on. Like, and what we've seen him do in the Champions League in the past, what we hoped for. I have not seen one performance that gives me hope for Onana. Even last game against who was it? Who did we play last? Was it Sheffield?
No, we played last week. It was Burnley 1-1.
Burnley.
And
Yeah, 1-1. And
headed the ball back.
He actually had a handful. He actually had a handful of good saves in that game, and I was.
So Casemiro headed the ball back with a balloon head that went by the ball just
right,
went.
and then that moment, right? It's those kinds of things, and again, that's probably on Casemiro 100%.
Oh yeah, Casemiro 100%.
Just the reaction, just the clumsiness, just the. I mean, it was so far out of the realm of what you expect from these players, and. I have not seen anything that gives me a glimmer of hope for Onana, but today, man, just underperforming so bad. And the question becomes, is he the keeper to take us forward? And honestly, I really don't think he is. I really just don't think he is.
Right.
Amrabat didn't really even see him that much. He came on around the 60th, no impact.
He was taking people out.
Yeah, you bring on Diallo and then
with 10 minutes to go. What were you expecting from
10 minutes. Yeah, weird, I think, from the manager, but I think at that point, game's gone. I mean, you're just getting him on to get him minutes. This to me was on the players today. 100%, I believe this was on the players. Yeah, it's so unfortunate, and Ineos have a huge task ahead of them this summer, and the message needs to be get players out, move players on. 100%.
Right. So after when you saw the goal, the first goal, if I remember it, it was Olise. It was a bad mistake somewhere in the midfield. And he got the ball, went past Casemiro like Casemiro wasn't there. He did the body, Casemiro went the left way. Then he went past Johnny Evans. Oh, no, that was the second goal. And he bent the ball, and Onana's, I was like, what the fuck? That's going on.
I think the first goal where he kind of puts it lower near post and Onana dives for it. I hate to say it because there's nothing we can do about it now, but David De Gea makes that save.
Yes.
He just does. He just does. And we have to compare the two because this is you replaced him, man. Right. You replaced the number one shot stopper of the Premier League last season. And De Gea worked because we were absorbing a lot of shots.
Right.
So yes, we wanted to play out from the back and we wanted to improve the style, but we also needed you to stop shots, dude. And you're not stopping shots. You're not
Mm-mm.
stopping savable shots.
Mm-mm.
No, you're not stopping shots that Sunday league goalkeepers make. Eh, eh, that first goal in Casemiro, I'm pretty sure this is the one where he fell down, right? Was the
Yes.
first.
The
Um,
the third one was when he went to the bar line, fell over, left the ball behind, probably looked like a foul. I don't know if it was pushed. They cut the ball in. The ball went in the middle.
and
Onana was it right in the middle.
yeah, and that's something to be said for the officiating as well, right? The officiating across the Premier League has just been terrible.
Yeah. That
But
goal that United scored, did you think that was a goal? That one that the referee said the goalkeeper was impeded? He wasn't impeded.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I got it. I understood, but yeah, at the same time, it's just like next week the same thing is going to happen in another match, and it's going to be a goal.
You see what I
You know,
mean?
it's just it's that's what it.
Consistency.
There's no consistency in how the rules are being applied and how the rules are being interpreted. Um, the handball against was it the handball against Wan-Bissaka? That's
Mm.
not called against was it Kevin De Bruyne?
Against Burnley when Anthony made the cross. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, and
And
then
was it
again,
called again
the cross in
against
the same handball is not called. Um,
Man
yeah,
City?
no, it's like we consistently see these moments. Like if Casemiro does the same thing to another player from behind, of course he's going to get the foul called against him. You know what I mean? Like it only goes one way. It always seems to only go one way. Now that being said, the officiating does not justify 4-0
Mm.
by no stretch of the imagination. But I mean, I understand how. I mean, that can be deflating. I mean, you're
Mm.
to even to like a Kobe Mainu or a Hoyland or a Ganacho who do
Mm.
try, who shift
Mm.
in, who do work hard, and then calls like that get made, and you're like, God damn, we can't win. You
That's
know,
right. That's right. So
no,
take me to the second goal. The goal Eze scored, whereby he bamboozled his way, went past Evans like Evans wasn't even there. Because Evans was weighed 5, I thought that was Harry, but I realized later when I typed in Harry's name, people said no, Harry's not playing. I said, oh yeah, it's Evans. He went past
yeah,
Evans and scored. It took a left rocket shot at the near post, mate.
I mean, Johnny Evans. I mean, as much as a legend as he is, I mean, he cannot compete at this level. He cannot compete at this level, and this is what going into the game, I did not expect any. I expected
I expected to
very
defeat
little.
2-1.
You know, again, I don't think anybody expected us to win. I think people are very upset at the scoreline, right? So uh, you have Johnny Evans and Casemiro in the back.
Right, right.
Everybody else has to step up their game.
Definitely. Right.
Everyone else has to step up their game because as a center back,
Mm.
Casemiro
Mm.
is going to get beaten.
Oh, 100%. And he
At
was tortured,
35
mate.
years old, Johnny Evans is going to get beaten. And he's put in some performances for us this season,
Mm, 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 mm.
Johnny Evans has been, he reminded us why we love him. He's been phenomenal for what you could expect of a
Mm,
30-year-old
mm,
center back.
mm.
So, when Ericsson is slipping up in the midfielder, is not tracking back, or Kobe Mainu finds himself isolated and he doesn't have any help, and Wan-Bissaka is all the way up in the attacking box, not making any successful crosses, not having any successful chances on goal. Like, man, why are you up there, mate? Like, drop
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Why are you even up there? And
Mm,
maybe that is a coaching thing.
mm,
Maybe that is like, hey, dude, look, we know that we know that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is trying to prove himself as an attacking fullback. He's never been. Like, dude, you're a defensive fullback. We got Johnny Evans and Casemiro out here today. Stay. Just stay.
right,
Stay where you are. Stay in line. Play deep, and stop the bleeding.
right.
And stop the bleeding. but again, like those players have to be asked to do those kinds of work instead of go chasing glory for yourself, trying to
Mm,
find assist goals in that. Yeah, do the dirty work, stay back.
mm,
Erickson, don't go forward. We know
exactly.
in your prime,
You don't have the legs to recover, mate.
yeah, in your prime, we know you're a center attacking mid. We know you're a 10 traditionally, but
Mm,
you're not a 10 anymore.
right.
You know, you're
Then
6,
then
you're
we go to the
maybe
third goal. They
yeah.
cut the ball down into the box. Evans and Casemiro are on the side of the so this is it's like common sense, man.
Yeah.
This is Man United defender, this Crystal Palace defender. The ball comes this way.
Yeah.
Obviously, Onana can see this guy's gonna be the first to get it because he's already on the wrong side of him because the ball's gonna
Right.
come this way. The best this guy could do is jump in front of him and cut it. Obviously, he stays behind and hope this guy misses. And Onana's right there. Obviously, this guy's gonna get the ball first, and it was a tapping. And you're like,
Yeah, I think defensively at that point, I think we're already down tools.
yeah,
Like we're getting beat on the same damn cutbacks,
yes.
you
The
know,
fourth
and
one, that shot he took from it was like bloody hell,
yeah, no, like we're it's the same cutback that we've had a problem with all season.
yeah.
At this point, I don't think any of the players can be asked. So look, if you're Onana, uh, what kind of goalkeeper do you want to be known for, my man? Like, step up, read the game, read that your defender's in the wrong position, read that the player's most definitely going to get to the ball first, you know,
Mm, mm,
and throw yourself, make a save, get a touch, do something, man. You know, and again, like I agree, it's like the defense has to do better, but Onana, man, you're giving us reasons to miss De Gea. You every single game we're missing De Gea, and
the last goal that on the near post, I'm sorry, mate.
yeah,
The first out of those four, the girl would have saved three out of those four, three of them that went in.
yeah, that's
At
fair.
least two of them. Let's just say two. But this
Definitely two,
guy,
maybe three.
did you see the fifth one that hit the post where none was already going the wrong one? He just sat down, he just like knelt down, and the ball hit the
Yeah,
bar. I thought,
yeah,
what
yeah. No, it's
the?
down tools at that moment. Like at that moment, he's like, nobody's trying, so why should I try? Well, because you're the one that everybody's talking shit about, dude. Like, you know, these
He
players,
just hit
like,
the post. He was like, he was going the wrong way initially, as usual. And like
yeah,
you said, by the time he turned around, it oh my word. That
to
could have
like
been five.
to their credit, like Maguire stepped up in a really, really big way this season. Like
Oh
way better
yes.
than last season. I still don't
Yes.
rate him that much, but he stepped up in a big way. People were
Yes.
talking all that trash, and he stepped up.
Yes.
Diego Dello,
Yes.
I think, has stepped up in a massive way this season.
Yes.
You know, obviously Kobe's had his breakout season.
Yeah.
Um, you know, but like these players that constantly they're hearing about it online, they're hearing about it in the stadium and all these kinds
Mm,
of things. And they're like,
mm,
oh, yeah,
mm,
it's abuse. But it's like, look at the players who are stepped up
mm,
and are trying and are
mm,
somewhat performing. Like, people don't talk about Maguire anymore. I mean,
mm,
I do because I'm a hater, but like, he's like, Maguire is not in the news every week anymore because he stepped up. Like,
right.
you're still being trashed, like talked down on. People
Mm,
are still talking about you because it looks like he can't be asked. And like at that point, like, yeah, it hits the post and he's like, whatever. It's like, he's like, whatever, game over. It's no, dude, like clock's still going. Whistle hasn't gone. Like, show us something. Give us a reason. And I think this is where the biggest frustrations come from. Like these players, like for me, it's not a managerial problem yet. I think I think the Ten Hag has made some massive mistakes this season, but I don't think that we're at the point where we should sack another manager and start the whole process over again when we have
mm,
these players that literally just won't try. They just won't do it, or if things get uncomfortable, then they won't try anymore. Like you can't
mm.
be a professional footballer and have that attitude. It's just
No, you can't.
come on. Come on. There's no it makes no sense at this point.
Not at all. Not at all. So United humbled, humiliated, and sent packing out of South London 4-0, could have been 5. And you look at it like, how far have we stooped? We're not going to make top 4. We're not making top 5. We're not making top 6. We're not even going to be European Conference. The only chance of European football is winning the FA Cup against the noisy neighbours, Manchester City. What are the odds United can beat Manchester City? Playing like this. We can hope some of the players will be back at the time. People are saying the chance of Man City beating United back-to-back FA Cup finals is very remote. But this City team might be so ruthless, it might be a massacre, mate.
Yeah, and that's where we're at, isn't it? You know, we're the only hope we have of being even remotely competitive in the FA Cup final is if we get back Martinez, who is a potential at this point. I think Varane is out. I don't think he's a potential. Maguire probably has to play in that game. Luke Shaw apparently is a potential if, you know, I think if you have Diego, Luke, Harry, and Martinez, I think your
At the
back four.
back, yes.
I think your back four looks positive. I don't think
Then
I'm not
who sits in
winner.
that?
I'm saying it looks positive.
Who sits in the free middle?
If you have you need Mainu, you need Bruno, and Jesus.
Amrabat, Casemiro.
I would still I'm probably gonna get a lot for this, but I would still say Casemiro over Amrabat. But he has to have those two players in the midfield with him. He has to have Mainu and Bruno there. And honestly, I think they have to play the double pivot, dual sixes with Mainu and Casemiro there and just go more defensive overall.
Right.
And then up top, you probably have Garnacho, Hoyland, and
Ahmed, Rashford,
probably Anthony, because look, of the two, I don't think he's been standout or anything like this. But again, it's like who's going to put the shift in, and I think him over Rashford at this point. I think Rashford's performances, the whole Twitter thing. I don't know, man. I honestly think it's time to move him on. I don't think that he's a player that's going to turn up in an FA Cup final just because it's an FA Cup final. I honestly don't. I think players that are actually going to try and do something and put a shift in are going to be Anthony and Garnacho in that moment. And I think that's your starting 11. Your bench, I have no idea. And honestly,
Scooby-Doo be on the bench.
Yeah, no, he probably will be. And honestly, if he comes on in the 60th minute and scores a goal, good on him. But honestly, I think you plan on having
Mason Mount
in the goal. I think you drop Onana for that game.
Ain't happening.
I really do. I think you drop him for who we got coming up. I think you drop Onana for Arsenal, Newcastle, and Brighton. I think you drop him for all three, put Bienda there, and say, hey, you're preparing for the FA Cup final. You got 3 games to get it together.
Ain't happening. Ain't gonna happen.
That's what I would.
Good. That would be good, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, probably.
Only if an injury. So next game up is Arsenal Old Trafford. Arsenal are trying to win the league title.
Yeah.
At this honest point, as a United fan, I don't give a 2 shits if United win that game. I don't think they should win that game. That's not the game they need to win. Because if that's the game that is going to give Arsenal the league title, I'm up, I'm game. Anything to stop Man City winning the league title, I will be game. If United need to concede 3 goals to get Arsenal to win the title, let's do this for 1 season only. Because end of the day, right?
Yeah.
The only team that I can see that could at least take a point off Spurs. I know football's a fun off City is Spurs. But Spurs are so inconsistent. It's like all City need to do is win all the games. That's all they need to do, win all the games. If Arsenal win all the games, City win all the games, City win the title on
I
2
think
points.
Fulham could give them a game.
Huh?
I think Fulham is going to give City a game. I think it's going to be a game. If they can hold them to a 0-0 or a 1-1.
And we just need a team to take a point off because
Yeah,
where
I think Fulham can give them a game. West Ham, nah, I mean they just got torn. They just got torn
they
by
just got
Chelsea.
destroyed 5-0 by Chelsea.
Yeah,
You
so
see,
If Fulham can take a point and
Spurs take a
and
point.
Tottenham can at least challenge, I don't know, maybe. Um, I've talked to a few Arsenal fans, and they all say that Manchester United is going to beat Arsenal because it's just Arsenal. That's what Arsenal does.
No, no, we we
They say
we
they
are
say
we are
Arsenal
prepared to
they say
we're
Arsenal
prepared
just
to
gonna bottle it.
we are prepared to let 3 points slide through this one because I'm like I said, we
Yeah, no,
what are we fighting
I
for?
think the fans are. I think the fans are, but again, it's Arsenal. Arsenal are bottlers. So you never know. Maybe
No, no,
Arsenal.
no, but if we're gonna give Arsenal credit, they have been mentally tougher than last season. The game that
Definitely.
screwed up was that 2-0 defeat at home to Villa. That's where it went wrong. Even
Yeah,
since then, they've blown everyone out of the water. But
yeah.
that very game, is where the title changed for Arsenal. If they had won
Oh,
that
so
game,
City have a game in hand over Arsenal.
yes, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
right. Yeah, so they'll smash Everton.
But
Most likely they'll beat us. Most likely, but I mean, again, they could screw up really, really bad. That puts them at 89 points.
wow,
And they need if Fulham, let's see. No, they need to draw. So they're 1 point behind Arsenal.
yes, with a
If
game in
Arsenal
hand,
win both their games, that puts them at 89.
right?
So they have a potential to get to 101.
Yes. See what I mean?
Or sorry, not 101, 91. They have a
91.
potential to get to 91. Uh so they need to, yeah, shit. Oh wow. So they
So the
need to
only
draw
teams that could take points off City are Spurs and Fulham, right?
Spurs and
Literally,
Fulham.
yeah.
Yeah,
If they both take a
they
point,
both need to put in.
if they both take a point, all City need to do is drop a point, is drop 2 points. If they drop 2 points and everybody wins all the games, Arsenal go win on goal difference.
Right.
That's why I say if United, I mean, like I said, what are we fighting for? What are we chasing?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's self-respect.
Self-respect went how long that ended in December when you lost that whole 3-0 to Bournemouth.
No, I mean 100%. I mean, look,
I mean,
if anything, hopefully, if anything, certain players are fighting for their job. Let's put it that way.
Bournemouth beat us at Old Trafford 3-0. They played with the return match, we played 2-2. They were so upset that they didn't get 3 points in that game. That's how low we have stooped.
Yeah.
Well, you see, at this moment in time, do you want United to play European football next season? Or you best they just stay domestic?
I mean, I think we have to. I like it's not so much of a like a dual because the argument is like if they don't have European football, then they can focus on the league, right? But at the same time, it's like if we don't have European football, then the revenue takes a hit. The revenue takes a hit. We don't get the players that we need unless we sell 10. You
But we're
know,
not going to get to Europe through the league. We're going to have to win the FA Cup to get to Europa League.
yeah, no, 100%. And look, I mean, I want to win the FA Cup because I think Ten Hag getting in the FA Cup with this squad is a masterclass. I don't care what anybody says. That's a damn miracle. That is amazing. That's why he's a brilliant manager. Like the man knows football. I'm
Mm,
sorry, he does. So I think he deserves a trophy, if
mm,
anything. And
right,
I hate City, so I want to beat City.
right. I hear you. I hear you.
The consolation prize is that we get European football. We get a little bit of money out of it, not Champions League money, but we get a little bit of money out of it. You can attract more with European football. So, you know, you have that going for you. it really all comes down to who we get rid of in the summer. It really, really, really.
Mm-hmm.
And who's going to be fit by the 25th of May?
There you go. 100%, mate. 100%.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, I want to win. I really, really do. At this point, we're just hoping though. It's that's all we can do. We can't expect anything. We just have to pray.
mm-hmm. Wow. Well, Louis, it's been an absolute pleasure on this night of absolute misery, decimation, and obliteration from the South London prime
Oh my God.
Barcelona
The South
wannabes.
London Barcelona.
Yeah, they showed us what they showed us how to keep the ball, how to pass. They played tiki taka and ran
I mean,
circles around us.
I think Olise needs to be a target, honestly.
Oh
He
yeah,
played well.
65. They won 65
He's
minutes.
been playing well.
He
Yeah.
he got some skills there, bro. He
Yeah.
finished the way he went past Evans.
If we don't grab him, then Chelsea will. And that'll just be a train wreck. It'll be
Yes.
awful.
I think people are saying, oh, there's no need of him coming to United because United is going to stunt his career growth. I said, you know what? Either ways, money, status.
Yeah.
Going from Crystal Palace to Man United is definitely an uplift in your career. Even if
Yeah.
your career gets fucked at Man United, you're still going somewhere. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, it is. It
But
really
with
is.
this new structure, I think I don't want like I told people, I don't want to get rid of Ten Hag now. I just want to see him in this new structure of Ineos. When
Yeah,
I
no,
see
I
that
think
structure of the sporting director, technical director, the Beretta and Beresford and Jason Wilcox, then I could now say, okay, he's working in a proper football structure. Let's see how it works. Then, if he's fucking up, on your bike, have a lovely day and a bag of chips. We are there.
year we all said this, right? Last year we were like, if he just had a CEO, if he had a director of football, if he had a better medical staff, if we could work on Carrington, if we could work on traffic, like we said all these things because Ten Hag had such a great season. And now we're like, oh, he's no good. Like he hasn't gotten any of those things that we all said that he needed yet.
Right.
And now he has the potential. So like no, sacking the manager, I think at this stage is a massive mistake. Even if he's not the one,
Right.
it's such a bad idea. It's such a bad idea.
Right. You know, it is what it is. Any predictions against Arsenal next week, mate? On Sunday, mate?
I mean, 4-0 to Palace. Good Lord. You know what? I'm hoping it's not worse than 4-0. Let's put it that way.
All right.
4-0 or 4-0 or better. That's my prediction.
No, well, like I said, it is what it is. Well, Louis, it's been an absolute pleasure joining us on our late show today. We're on an evening where United were destroyed and sent packing out of South London all the way back to M6 down to Manchester. Well, Louis, thank you very much for joining us. It's just a very sad day.
This is such a sad day.
It's just a sad day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on our next show. Thank you very much. Glory, glory.
Man United, man.
See you on the next one. Don't forget. I'll see you soon, brother. You take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, mate. Take care. All right.
Have a good night.
All right. You too. Bye.